Our guest tonight is Kevin Max, best known as a member of DC Talk, singer, songwriter, and poet. He's a winner of 4 Grammys, 17 Dove Awards, 5 BMI Writers Awards, 2 American Christian Music Awards, and 2 We Love Music Awards. The man is awarded. He's won some awards, but most popular for DC Talk.
Probably, I suppose.
Probably, yeah.
I suppose. I suppose you get that a lot, though. You probably can't live that one down a bit.
It's impossible to live that one down.
Yeah. They were kind of a big thing, that group, that band.
And from what I hear, it's possible they could be big again. It's all depending on the forces that are in the world, within the business and the industry, and then of course the big guy himself, if he decides and deems it necessary to put the 3 of us back together. I mean, I'm game.
Yeah, that's
great.
exciting. I think that what you were hinting at there, that they could be big again, is that maybe you were almost to give us a world exclusive on that new album that you guys are working on, right?
I told them, I said we should put together a triple LP.
There you go.
Yeah.
You come out the gates with triple vinyl, and nobody can say anything.
Yeah,
It's true.
But instead, they went for this weird cruise thing. So,
Well, I think Trevor's gonna be there.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. My mom says hi. So,
hey, Mom.
but yeah, me and my mom are excited to go on the cruise, so we're excited.
Cool.
When is the cruise? Give the people in the internet some information about the cruise if they're not aware.
Cruise, it's July next year, 2016. You'll have to go to the website to actually get detailed information. I think it's July 6th, maybe. It's
Something like
JesusFreakCruise.com.
Yeah.
And I'm just along for the ride.
So what kind of
Literally.
It's one of those things you can't really get off, unless everyone has to.
And that's very possible. I've been on these cruises before, and weather is kicked up, and you're in the middle of performing, and everyone's kind of falling out of their chairs, and drinks are falling onto the ground. It happens, It happens.
That sounds like fun.
I kind of hope that doesn't happen this time.
That happens to us in the studio sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Especially when Trevor's in VR. So, yeah, that's that. Now, are you putting on like nightly concerts while you're on the cruise, or is it going to be like building up to one big concert, or how's that going to work?
I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a nice mix of all of those.
Okay.
Nightly concerts, different artists playing. I don't know. They haven't told me anything yet.
Okay.
I know I'm performing, and I know DC Talk will do some songs, but
And you're going to get to work on
other
your
than
tan,
that,
right?
What's that, Kyle?
You'll
Say
get to work on your tan, right?
Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm so ready for that. I work on my tan here, though. I live on a farm in Centerville, Tennessee, and I mow the yard, and I'm swimming with the kids quite a bit. I've got 4 kids that are really into swimming, so I'm kind of like in the pool quite a bit. So I've actually got a really healthy tan. I don't think you could see it because I've got the neon light.
Okay.
But,
That's
What
awesome.
kind of? You have animals on your farm?
we do. We have one stray cow right now. It's,
Stray cow.
It's a long story, but we have 21 acres, and the person next to us has 60 cattle, and one of them got onto our land somehow. So the cow is actually in between 2 gates, and it's got a big watering hole there, so it's fine. And if we ever really have the urge for beef patties one weekend, just make it happen,
Nice.
Just mysteriously disappears.
I don't know what happened.
I'm a pescatarian right now, so it might take some time. But we'll see.
But if the cow happened to die, you might be available.
The cow might die. I mean, we have a dog, and the dog likes to chase the cow whenever he sees it, and then he's taken to rolling in its feces. For some reason. I don't know what that's all about, but it's been happening.
Kevin, I want to let you know what someone in the chat is saying. We got one of our fans, Crazy Legs. He says, K-Max is just like us normals. I mow my lawn too.
So.
Yeah, man. I got to do the dad duties. My wife is a homeschool teacher. So I'm doing music on the side, and then everything else is dad duty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have 4 kids, right?
4 kids.
Okay.
Yep.
So your quiver is full, as they would say. Or maybe it's not full enough. I don't know.
For Irish Catholics, maybe not. But for me, I'm good to go.
Okay. That's good. So we had some questions we wanted to ask you. One we're just going to get out of the way right away. Just because Jeremy's just, he won't stop pestering your Facebook page, and he keeps bringing it up to us. I think he's just really intrigued by the title, and he wants to know why he can't get a copy of Divine Erotica anymore.
I think it's all about the title for you, man.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, Jeremy.
There's more to it. I want to give you a little background. So these guys know, but a couple of us used to work at a church camp together, and in with the teenage boys, and they're asking about Song of Solomon, and so I had to give them a little bit of interpretation, and they were pretty interested in it, and doing some reading on what you were trying to do with that book. It was, I found it interesting. So maybe you can kind of tell us what happened with all that.
I did release the poems in another book of poetry. And the title of the book is called Poetry. I think I dumbed the title down a little bit so as not to scare the mom and dads out there. But the poems are in there, and yeah, they're romantic poems about what we as people are like, what we how we work together physically, emotionally, spiritually. It doesn't pull any punches, but it's not I've never written anything to be sensational or like smutty, so
yeah.
I've never written like that. I mean, I'm sure I could, but it's not my thing. And so yeah, the poetry got out there. I can send it to you, man. I'll just send it straight to you.
Oh, that's all. Jeremy's be so happy.
You're kind of known to be, the member of DC Talk that was always a little bit edgy, and so it's interesting.
Jeremy just called you edgy. That's all. He points to the Pink Floyd.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that was. I mean, Jeremy, you bring up a good point though. Like I mean. Not it's not because Toby or Tate aren't here that I'm saying this, but like as a kid growing up and listening to DC Talk, and then like kind of diving into the thing you do when it's a famous person and you kind of want to know about their lives and stuff, and always you seem to be the one that was always a little more open to things, a little maybe not quite as buttoned up as the other guys, and maybe they just didn't show that publicly as much as you did, and I believe that maybe could be the case. But that was always kind of the thing, is like, all right, K-Max is my cheerleader, like he's the guy, he gets it, like he's not. But I don't know. Did you ever notice like weird issues with that? Like did certain people get like upset with you, or were they okay with it, or how did that work or affect your career?
I've been in trouble my whole life. Okay. From grade school to now, I still get in trouble. I perpetually am in the principal's office.
Okay.
And I don't know why. It's just who I am, I guess. I like to call myself a Christian Gothic hippie. I'm kind of I'm not. I just say what I feel, and I think what I say, and I say what I think, and I try to be as straightforward as possible. I have a huge imagination, so that sometimes can get me in trouble. I enjoy pushing the boundaries. I like to think I'm a little bit more progressive. in my thinking towards certain things. But I've never, you know, went out and strived to be a rebel, or I've never really wanted to just be the guy to like do things just to upset the apple cart kind of thing. I mean, I probably did a lot of that in my youth, but not as much anymore. But yeah, I'm an oddball or an outsider within certain circles because I speak my mind, and I don't agree with everybody else. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know it's a roundabout way to saying it. I've said jokes before like I'm Swedenborgian, or I'm not universalist but unicornian, and because I don't believe that we should throw titles on things. Even when it comes to denominations, I think we start throwing titles on music, on our denominations, on how we feel. I mean, we start boxing each other in. It gets
Separates us.
Yes, it separates and it convolutes, and I think we should just be more about honesty.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
trying to understand each other, and honestly, like to use a phrase from John Lennon, striving to come together, because it's like we have more similarities than differences as human beings, and I think that when we put up those walls, or we start building all the tension because of whatever differences somebody might have, it doesn't serve any purpose.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Well, let's see. We've got a couple other questions we wanted to, get out there.
You're talking about what current projects are you working on? I know you just put out an album here not too long ago, and there was rumor, I think, of a book or two that you're working on right now too.
Yeah, I just put out the album Playing Games with the Shadow, which is on iTunes, and it's physical. I'm sending out CDs right now for Pledge Campaign people. Also, putting it on the website very soon. Probably, maybe doing vinyl. I have a book that I've written called Fiefdom of Angels, which is it's a sci-fi fantasy account of the origin of angels.
We've actually
Oh
got,
wow,
you've got
we got a
copy
physical
here.
copy
Okay.
right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I read through that. So yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard the voiceover actor Troy Baker. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah,
and
okay.
he's done voices as Lego Batman.
Mm-hmm.
He's done Call of Duty. He's done a lot of big voices in the voiceover world. He and I are really good friends. He lives in L.A., and we have agreed to do the narration for Fiefdom of Angels.
Awesome.
He's gonna voice act the whole book. So that's something that's coming around the corner that I'm excited about. I also want to finish the graphic novel, do the novel, which we started, but we hit a wall because we realized how expensive it actually is to make a graphic novel of that intensity. I mean, we're talking about a graphic novel that would be over 250 pages, maybe 300 pages,
Yeah.
because the book really can't be condensed or broken down to 50 pages. It would be really difficult.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
we have some people in our chat who are excited. They said they've gotten the CD already, so you got quite a bit of fans who are excited
Cool.
about it.
Trevor, what did you think of the book? Give it a quick review.
Oh, I
Put it on the spot.
Oh, wow.
He hated it.
No, I loved it. It was it's been a while since I read it. That was like a few years ago now, but or just a couple years. I don't know.
It's about angels.
It's about angels, yeah.
Okay.
No, I loved how it all tied together. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at summarizing things, especially on the spot. But
You're just really excited that Troy Baker is now involved.
yeah,
I
Trevor
have to
loves
say,
Troy Baker a lot.
I'm a huge fan of Troy Baker, so I am really excited to hear that. That's really cool. I just got done playing a game that he was the main infamous Second Son.
Well, speaking of Troy Baker, that kind of puts us. That hits close to home for what we do on this show. And we like to talk about video games a lot. Are there any video games that you're into that you play or like kind of zone out with?
I play Wii because my kids are, all into Wii right now, and so we play Wii Infinity a lot.
Oh, okay.
So I've gone over to the dark side and been a part of the whole Disney scenario, and we play. Let's see, what's the new one they love? They love Minecraft,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's hard for me to get involved in Minecraft because they're on their tablets and stuff, and I have no concept of what they're doing. What else is we have Splatoon, and we have
That's a good one.
what's the Smash Brothers?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Yeah, that's one.
Yep.
That is a Nintendo
Smash
game.
Brothers? I play Smash Brothers with the kids, but it's mostly Disney.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a resident Nintendo
1.0,
fanboy, so I
2.0,
get that.
3.0.
All those. Yeah, which they're not making any more of. That's sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad that they discontinued a lot of that because I was looking forward to the Doctor Strange character.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Well, let's see. What else do we have? I know you wanted to talk about Game of Thrones a little bit without spoiling anything for
Kyle's late
'Cause I'm
early in this season.
only in season 3.
I've heard that you're a fan. Is that still the case? Or have you given up on it? Or was that a rumor? I don't know.
Can you say it again? Sorry, it cut
okay.
out.
Oh, we were asking about Game of Thrones. I've heard you were a fan. I wasn't sure if that was a rumor or if that was true. And not to spoil anything, but we're, how do you like the show?
No, it's absolutely true.
Okay.
100% a fan.
All right. So are you up to date? You've watched the current stuff, current season?
I mean, I've read the books right up into the final book.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're the book guy. Gotcha.
I'm a book guy. I mean, I'll take you into my living room here and show you my vast cavernous collection of books.
That's awesome.
Many leather-bound books. The thing about books to me though is I'm old school. I like to read. I sit down every day for about 30 minutes and read whatever might be sitting around. I usually pick something up, and if it intrigues me enough, I'll finish it. George R. Martin is one of those writers that
Yeah.
intrigued me to read the whole series. So I had read the series before. I think the second episode happened on HBO. So when I watch Game of Thrones HBO, I'm always a little bit bummed that they've changed timelines and they've changed characters around here and there. But for the most part, they've killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been really good. Sorry, I think we were getting a little bit of interruption there from the stream. Yeah, it's.
Did you lose me?
Just a little bit. I think we got you back though.
We were able to piece together.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
got what
heard.
you were
We
saying.
heard it. It was just kind of you froze for a minute, but we're good. So I'm.
Okay.
This is something this is kind of a random question. I think I saw you tweet like a long time ago about Boardwalk Empire, and I felt like nobody watched that show. I watched that show a lot, but nobody else seemed to watch it. Did you watch it pretty regularly, or were you kind of just you just caught episode here and there?
Loved it.
Is
Watched
it-
every episode.
Okay, that's that. I really liked it. I felt like it. People didn't really give it much attention, but it was a great show.
I mean, I'm a Buscemi fan.
Yeah.
When I saw he was the lead character, I knew I had to. I mean, I just think it's really great writing. There's a few shows that I thought had some really good writing to them, but I'm definitely in that genre of almost kind of like sci-fi fantasy. I really love that. I loved Rome.
Yeah, that was a cool show.
Is Rome?
Yeah,
I don't think
That was well written.
yeah. Okay, so that's cool. That's our entertainment coverage there.
Well, I'll ask
Okay,
real
go.
quick since you're a book guy. Have you? I just started reading The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Is that one you've?
Got it, and I love it.
Good.
And we were friends on Facebook. He's said hi to me a few times and written back and forth to me. When I was writing Fiefdom of Angels, we had a few conversations through Facebook. I asked him for some basic writing 101,
Awesome.
and he gave me some tips because I've never written a fantasy novel before, and man, what a great writer! And I read his follow up to that as well. So
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I heard you talk about fantasy books, and I was like, I feel like that was one that had to be mentioned.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So we reached
Incredible.
we reached out to some of our fans over the last week and had them submit some questions. Maybe we can get to some of the fan questions and see what he has to say about some of those.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Now they're kind of all over the board, so it's going to be kind of a rapid fire thing here, and you can, if you don't want to answer, you feel free to pass. But first question comes from Crazy Legs, and he asks, "Can you please find out if Kevin Max wants to play Drawful with us?" Which is a game that we play every once in a while online, and it's something where it's kind of like Pictionary. I don't know if you're familiar with it. You draw, and then you submit it, and people have to guess what you drew, and then everybody submits answers to that, and then everybody gets to guess that. And if you're right, you get points, and it's silly fun because everybody gets to be creative, and it's exciting. But they want to know if you play with them ever.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
There you go. You got that.
That one's
got your answer,
That was an
Crazy
easy
Legs.
one. All right. The next question.
Do you want me to field the next one?
Go for it.
Okay. This one's just... There's like 3 or 4 questions in this one, so I'll just read them
Answer
off,
whatever you
and
want.
you can answer whatever you want. This comes from Joel. How many times have you won a Keith Urban look-alike contest? And follow-up question, what kind of conditioner do you use? Is DC Talk a tribute to AC/DC or a nod to the nation's capital?
Wow.
Should we break it down?
That's what we thought when we read it, too.
I've been told by one, I think, Starbucks person that looked like Keith Urban.
Okay.
That almost
Little
qualifies
strange.
as winning a contest, I think. I think that's close enough.
Every time you get Starbucks, it's like you win a contest.
Yeah.
I don't like Keith Urban's hair, so I
Yeah.
have to say
He doesn't use the same
I
conditioner.
use a different conditioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a given.
My hair's naturally greasy, so I don't use conditioner. I'm trying to think what was the final 2 questions. Sorry.
The last question
trying
was-
to,
Yeah, the last question was, is DC Talk a tribute to AC/DC or a nod to our nation's capital?
that would be a nation's capital.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
You
You
heard
it
it
here,
here,
guys.
All right. Go ahead. We got a
All right,
couple more.
the next one is from CJ.
I
ahead.
heard that is completely sarcastic.
Okay.
The terminology, this online sarcasm.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Permeate everyone that hides behind a screen. Yeah.
Yeah. This individual particularly likes to hide behind a screen.
And I think they would appreciate your sarcasm in response. I think that's fitting. All right, so the
Yes.
next one's from CJ. What are Kevin Max's thoughts regarding the new Mars moon theory?
Okay. What is the Mars Moon theory, so I can be brushed up on?
That's a good
on the,
question.
The theory is that Mars has moons.
It's the theory that Mars has moons.
Wait, I don't think.
Okay.
No, I think
That's not it.
it's
That's
that-
not it?
Don't listen to me.
It's a new theory, introduces the idea that Mars' 2 moons, I think it's Phobos and Deimos, were created after an intense Martian collision.
Oh, okay. So their moons were created by Martians.
What is
We're not sure where this question came
I
from.
don't know.
Wait.
I have
Did
no
Matt
idea.
Damon
I mean-
create the moons?
These are my people. I'm loving these questions. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we talk about every day. I truly believe in extraterrestrials, so I think anything's possible.
Okay, awesome.
There you go.
I believe in alternate realities. Yeah, other dimensions of all sorts of planetoids. We're on the same wavelength there.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
There's a good chance that CJ is in an alternate
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Quantum mechanics.
go ahead
all
with
that sort
the
of
next
stuff.
one.
Oh,
Is there,
I'm.
are you going to read or Kyle can read it
Go
probably.
ahead, Kyle.
This
Okay.
is kind of a long question from no, this isn't it. We got a short question.
This one's
first.
from Kiefer. We've got
Oh,
two
we got
more
two
before
more,
that
really.
one.
Okay, never mind.
This one's from Kiefer. What is Kevin's opinion on the new ranking system on the game Overwatch, which I think we've established it doesn't sound like it's one that you've played. The follow-up question was what changes would he like to see going forward to overall gameplay? So any thoughts on that?
Probably more shooting.
I need to excuse myself for a couple of minutes and come back and consult a dictionary of gaming just to find out what the heck these people are talking about.
Well, it's okay because
I'd be
I've never played the game either, so I'm just as lost as you are.
Tell whoever it may be that I'm interested in trying anything once.
Okay.
When it comes to a game.
Okay.
All right.
That works.
All right. Go ahead with the next question. Go ahead, Kyle.
Okay. Tyler wrote in and said, "Hey Kevin, can you share the craziest bathroom tour story you have?"
Bathroom tour, meaning
Like,
on tour, I think.
Yeah, I think what he means is the craziest bathroom story that you have while you were on tour, whether it was you or someone else.
Names could be changed to protect the. Yeah.
I'll use myself as the whipping boy here and just say that I did have a really serious urge to use the restroom at a show. In fact, when Switchfoot was opening for me at the El Rey Theater, instead of using my own green room, I decided to use theirs before I went on stage, and it was not friendly.
So wise decision.
Acknowledge the potency therewith.
all right. I think that answered that one swimmingly.
I think that was worth the price of admission for this show here. I think we've got one last question here. This one is a long one. It's coming from Charity. It's basically, she starts out, "Huge fan of Kevin Max here. I had a few questions that I would love to get some feedback on. Basically, I feel like Kevin can do whatever he wants. He can do no wrong. He's earned that and proven himself time and time again. I respect his uniqueness as an artist and his ability to pull himself from any project that isn't leading him in a direction he wants to go. On the flip side, some fans see that as ego. I couldn't disagree more. Being your own brand certainly doesn't come without a cost. How does it feel to be so misunderstood?"
I'm at home feeling misunderstood. I think if I was too understood, then I'd be like all the rest of the homogenized plasticine that's out there already. So I enjoyed being the weird one out. I'm happy that she said that it wasn't ego. I mean, honestly, I like, creating what hits me spontaneously. I don't have an agenda really to what I do from project to project. So that said, I take that as a huge compliment. Thank you.
All right.
There's a couple follow-ups to that.
Yeah.
or-
You want to throw those in there?
Yeah, so she followed up with a couple additional things here. Do you use that feeling to help turn it into poetry gold for your fans that they've come to expect from you? And I'm constantly blown away with the lyrics. Does the inspiration for your writing come from within, or do you channel more from the world around you?
That's a great question. I think it's both. I mean, I do write a lot of what comes to my head right away. I mean, but I think that is taking from life experiences. So you can't. I mean, as much terminology or words that you might know based upon reading. I do a lot of reading, and I think I probably mirror a lot of what I read in what I write. But also, I think 50-50, there's that life experience that's so integral to, a poet or somebody that wants to write songs. I feel like the real craft of songwriting or telling a story through a song has kind of gone a little, down the pipe these days. I mean, it seems like everybody's just kind of, I don't know, regurgitating the same ideas over and over again. And so when I hear somebody that's actually writing a story within a song, it's always great to see that happening. And there's an artist called Sun Kill Moon that I've been listening to recently. He's he's got a lot of really great stories, and it's just really about his life. He's writing about everyday circumstance.
That's awesome. We have one more question from the viewers. What's your top 5, and if you want to narrow it down to 3 or whatever, favorite DC Talk songs?
Can I do top 3?
Yeah, do 3.
Yeah. Three, fine.
Do 3 is good.
My Friend So Long.
Yeah, that's a great one. I always thought that was like a real story. Like, there's always so many rumors around that one.
It's all about Dan Hazeltine. I'll just go on the record. I can say that because Dan Hazeltine's a friend of mine. But no, we wrote it about ourselves. Like, what if any of us would achieve some great fame outside of the band? How would we deal with it? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. I like the song "Dive." I think is a fun song to perform live. I've always liked that song, and I like the song "What If I Stumble" for the reasoning behind it, the idea of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have poor connection. Okay, here I am.
Okay.
But there's a lot of songs that it's hard for me to say the top 3 because I really don't have a top 3.
Yeah.
It depends on how we're performing it in the moment. I do "What If I Stumble" in my solo sets from time to time because it's a song that connects with me and what it's saying. Yeah, it's probably not my favorite DC Talk song.
So number 4 is "I Don't Want It," right?
Yeah, number. Well, no, it wouldn't be number 4. That would be top 20.
Okay.
And I think if somebody could do a really great parody, if Weird Al could do a parody to, "I Don't Want It," it would be justified, that song.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like, yeah, you go past "Free at Last," and I'm not saying I'm ashamed. We were young, what I mean? So, and I wasn't necessarily writing a lot back then, but that's not why I'm saying I just listening to my way back in the day, I don't connect with it as much as everything from Jesus Freak to Supernatural.
Yeah. For sure.
So it's only 2 records, I guess. I only like 2 records.
Okay, that's what you are
of my career with DC Talk.
That's on the record now.
Well, but you've got the triple LP that's coming out too, right? That's going to be the favorite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to my stuff, I mean, it's a whole different conversation. I'd have many songs to. Yeah, not all of them. No. There's some duds for sure.
So I have a personal question that I really wanted to ask. It's kind of a personal story, and it's maybe connected through Toby. Early 2000s, I was with a group with like the. They know what I'm gonna ask. I was with the group of like CCM. Tourists that go to like when the Dove Awards happen and all that, and they tour us all around and make us feel special. And they had this thing where you went to Toby Mac's house, and they like went there for a barbecue, and so you like walk through his house, and then you would go out in the backyard and he'd perform. And I was in a terrible band called 5 Times Fast at the time, and we had this real hot garbage of a EP that we released, and I had a bunch of copies of it, and I hit him around his house as I walked through it.
Awesome.
Can you confirm if you ever found those?
I'm sure he did.
He threw them in the trash.
And he obviously, if he never got a hold of you, he did something with it. Daddy's on. What do you call this? I'm filming a movie. I'll be there in a little bit. Okay. That's my little 10-year-old daughter. Sorry.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, we used to have on the road, not DC Talk, but solo, we had a thing called Roadside Records, and if you were signed to Roadside Records, you got thrown out the window, and that wasn't a good thing. If you weren't signed to Roadside Records, then you had a chance to be listened to in the actual vehicle. So
That's awesome.
you know, because people get a lot of demos, and I like to look at it like this. Everybody starts from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
you got to hear the potential in what you were doing, as opposed to radio playability or whatever you were trying to do at that moment.
Yeah.
I would have listened to your potential, not
Yeah.
what is this doing for me right now?
Yeah. Okay. That's a good answer. I couldn't have asked for a better answer. I don't think. That's awesome.
No, Eric, the best answer you could have asked for is, we listened to it, we contacted you. Why didn't you respond?
Yeah. I never heard anything.
Yeah. Well, he left it to Toby to respond.
Yeah,
so
that was the problem. I
it's
should have went
Toby's
to
fault.
I should have went to someone else's house.
And and Toby's a label guy, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he was inundated with probably
Oh, I'm
too
sure.
many people,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
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 No, I don't have any bad feelings about it. That was just a young, naive move on my part. But it's a great story to tell people. So
I love that. Yeah, I love that you were placing them around his house.
yeah.
That's incredible.
I might have hit him too well.
I mean, I went to Duran last night, downtown Nashville, and I thought about leaving playing games with the Shadow in the seats, as,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
just kind of placing them around. But
Yeah.
it felt a little cheap too.
I think he just called you cheap. Eric.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
I like it.
I admit
like it.
to it.
You could just go with hot garbage.
Yeah, that's fine. I say that too much. So yeah, I don't think we had anything else on the itinerary, did we, fellas?
I don't
No,
think we had
I
any
mean,
other
I-
questions. Unless did you?
Jeremy,
No,
he already said he would send you the books.
I appreciate that. No, I just want to say I appreciate you coming on. You spent about 45 minutes with us, and I know a lot of our fans were excited. They're talking in the chat about you. But we definitely appreciate having you on. Thanks for coming on with us.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure. Absolutely.
All
I
right.
like these podcast things because I told people on Twitter now I get to talk about myself the whole time. There's nothing better,
Yeah.
That's why
So
we do it.
I might start my own podcast, and I'll invite you guys on. And
Hey.
Hey, we'd be on.
you can talk about yourselves. you
Yeah,
know?
we would answer the call.
We would be there in a heartbeat.
Wait, I'm already a guest. I don't know how to be a guest as a guest.
Oh, you just wouldn't be invited,
Yeah.
Nathan.
Okay.
It's
Sorry, Nathan.
yeah. Yeah, that's great. Okay, well, is that it?
I think that think that does
That's it. This is that awkward transition. We don't have any music to play you off, but it would be nice. We should think of that next time.
Well, hey, let me just say, if people are interested in what's going on, they can go to www.kevinmax.com, whatever.
Okay.
But then I also want to say that we have a really interesting thing happening right now with my actual farm that we bought no less than a month ago. We're offering people to come up and record. So if there are any bands that are out there that want to record, they can come out to the studio and they can find me on Facebook under Blind Thief Farm and Studio. So that's something that we're doing brand new. That's really exciting because we're able to create without labels, which is
That's awesome.
what I'm all about.
And there's hamburger available to grill
Yeah,
as well.
for a limited time only.
Well, that's fantastic. That's awesome. We'll come visit you at the studio sometime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come
that's-
record something. It'll be good.
We're just
There's
going to show up,
archery,
actually.
What's that?
There's disco roller skating.
Oh, yeah.
We have a pole barn that's completely empty that we're gonna set up for roller skating. We're into archery. We're into hiking. There's a great pool. So there's lots to do. So
That's awesome.
come visit. Come for a visit. Bring your garbage dump of a demo tape and put it all over my house.
All over your house.
I love
He
it.
just took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say that, and he beat me to the punchline.
We're planning our trip now.
Yeah, I already booked a flight. It's good. That is awesome. Yeah, so we'll put that in the chat. Make sure you put the website and the name of what was the name of the ranch again?
I can send you the link.
Okay.
I'll send you the link
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Okay, great.
I'm not doing anything on Pledge for a while. We're probably not doing another Pledge thing for quite some time. But I am going to be doing this thing with Troy Baker, the voiceover for Fiefdom of Angels, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
that information is going to be up on kevinmax.com pretty soon. So
Okay.
Oh, great.
And if people want to see you in a bathing suit, go on a cruise.
yeah,
Yeah.
they can do that here at the farm. I'm in my tank top and shorts just about every day. You know what I mean? We don't take the tank top off though, unless it's it's a gold membership. I think.
Oh, okay. Gold. All right. We
Gold.
like
Tank top
membership.
stays on. You know.
we like
great.
membership levels. That's good. So, all right. Thanks again, Kevin. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
It's been a lot of fun, and we hope that we get to talk to you again someday. That would be awesome. All right. I think we have connection issues.
Wow, it's a good
Okay,
thing.
we're reconnected.
Okay.
Well, we were saying goodbye.
Yeah, I was just saying thank you for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we get to do something like this again sometime, and you can play Drawful with us.
Absolutely. I'm sorry about the computer, and I'm gonna make my Skype thing happen on the computer next time. But I'm glad we could have done this. At least whatever how it turned out, I think it was fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Turned out
It was
great.
awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Kevin.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll catch you.
Okay.
We'll catch you later.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah,
too.
you too.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
He's got a.
I
he's
think
gotta
I just
put his
hung up
team
on
I think
him.
you just hung up on
I
Kevin.
just hung up on Kevin Max. He started to say something. I hung up.
Oh,
no,
Well,